All right, guys, a staple of submission radio programming. It's a pleasure to welcome this man back to, his home, away from home in Australia at Submission Radio, ahead of a historic night for his team at International Fight Week in UFC 276. The Hangman is back. Dan Hooker, thank you so much for joining us early in the morning over there from what looks like CKB to hang out with the boys and just spend some good quality, wholesome time with your friends at Submission Radio.
Oh, it's good, lads. It's either Conor McGregor's fighting or Israel Adesanya before you invite me on. So pleasure to be here. I'm good. I know I'm good for a smasher facing soundbite. So let's roll.
That's so not true. You originated the Dan looking for a fight show, which never got picked up, by the way, by Channel 10. What's going on? But no, it's an honor having you here, man. And I gotta say, dude, like, you're over there at the gym right now, and the CKB Anzac takeover is around the corner, just about to happen. Black Jack Carlos Olberg got it done last weekend, and now we've got Brad, Alex, and Israel next up at UFC 276. I mean, you must be like a proud brother or father or just a team member, team leader, whatever the appropriate way to name you is without you getting upset when you see these guys going over there and about to make history yet again at International Fight Week.
Oh, 100%. Like, feeling the like everyone's energy in the gym's been pretty crazy, but it's still those boys over there. It's still churning over here. We obviously have Kai Kara France has got his big one coming up, so there's always fights going on. So it's just inspirational having them over there. We're just feeding off the energy and keeping things pumping and moving along and ticking over back here in New Zealand.
Yeah, you forgot to mention Conor McGregor's a dickhead. We're 2 minutes into the interview, Dan, and no soundbite yet. What's going on? No. But in all seriousness, we saw the insane SPYDA workout clip of you in Israel that's making the rounds on social media. You guys call it, you're a bitch, this and that, and then you laying some ground and pound on him laying some on you. I love what you said. I think it was in the countdown about how there's just a special energy in the gym right now. Because everybody is so close to peaking, right? Everybody's got these massive, monumental fights. But I gotta ask, are those sessions usually so spirited between you and Israel?
Oh, genuinely spirited. Hey, they're not. There's first and foremost. I'm of the belief no cameras at SPYDA. That's my opinion of the whole thing. I think SPYDA, that's private business. We keep that in the team, but
why SPYDA specifically? Because it's so hard?
Because just
like the Fight Club of CKB.
It's why like obviously he's getting Shark Tank. That's not like that's definitely not like sparring or anything like that. That's like that's to like simulate a fight. Like me as a training partner, I'm trying to like spike his adrenaline. I'm trying to get him fired up. I'm trying to get under his skin and get some adrenaline pumping. Like, that's the real objective of it. It's not like super skillful or him being technical or anything like that. So I don't know. It can just be like taken out of context. But
right.
Yeah, it's like my job as a training partner, and to get under his skin is to push him and push my teammates when they don't want to be pushed. Doesn't make you the most liked bloke in the gym. I'm happy to take the role. You gotta get in where you fit in.
I want to know, when it comes down to the Dan Hooker Shark Tanks before he goes overseas to his fights, who's the one guy who has the ability to get under your skin or play with you mentally when you go through these sessions? Because obviously when it comes to other guys, you're the man in the gym that can test everyone. But who's the one person that can test you?
Oh, that's like the repercussions of getting under everyone's skin, right?
Everyone's just waiting, like, oh, no, everyone puts it on their calendar. Yeah.
I'm never short of teammates when it comes to SPYDA and people trying to take my head off. But I love it, bro. Like I bring it on. Like, I get to training and my mouth starts going before I start warming up, Like, I want them coming in hot. I don't want people coming in and giving me like half-ass goes. So you just get under people's skin, and it brings out the best in them. They want to take your head off. They push you hard. So I think I would say, if I had to, everyone tries to kill me. That's
I love it because I can just picture like some dude recovering with a broken leg, and then he sees on the calendar Dan Hooker's SPYDA today, and he's like, "Oh shit, I might come in, eh?"
They come for me.
But it's funny because you can see it in your face, like it almost like you've got the aura of a coach, where it's like you're friends with these guys, but then it's like, hey, it's SPYDA time, it's business time. Like, I'm gonna push you, I'm gonna do this, to help you. And it's funny seeing people's reactions where they're just like, oh shit, Dan's in that mode. I gotta ask though, man, you look like you're well and truly back in training now though, and you kind of laughed at the rumor of the fight rumors between you fighting Clay Guida with John at the All-Star MMA post show that you guys do. What's the deal with that fight? And any more crazy names come across your desk? Or is Clay Guida maybe beginning to stick a little?
Yeah, so I'm back in full training. I'm just in the gym getting better. I'm just in the gym, working on my skills and improving the things that need to be improved. I've had a good amount of time off. Like, this is the pretty much the longest rest that I've had ever. So it's quite cool, or definitely before I got in the UFC in 2014. So, man, sometimes the answer is the most obvious thing, or the easiest thing, just to step back, evaluate everything and get back in there and get after it. But yeah, starting to get itchy, once you start get back into training and things start taking over, you start getting that itch and that urge to fight. But that's like another adjustment that I made, is I've taken that out of my hands. I used to be self-managed and deal with the UFC directly myself, but I've handed that off to Eugene, my coach, and Ash. So it's entirely up to them. I just feel like it's like a weight lifted on my shoulders as well. I just feel like now you just like feel like a bit of a loaded gun, right? Like it's just point and shoot. So, man, if you want to talk shit at me and argue with me, that's fine. I'll argue back. But it's you just call, man. I'm the loaded gun, point and shoot. There's no fight that I'll turn down, but it's just entirely up to him, and it's just quite a weight off my shoulders, and I just get to focus on just improving my own skills.
And that's a great mindset to have, man, and just kind of one less thing that you have to juggle, which most fighters don't even juggle. Most fighters get managed and have people do the matchmaking or the management for them. I'm wondering though, like, has Euge told you when he would like to see you fight next? Because it like, based off what you're saying, you're just training, you're not focusing on any kind of return date. But have you and Euge sat down and talked about, okay, this is a good time to maybe come back, or hey Dan, you need X amount of time to just recover and get your body right?
Like, as far as he said just pretty much just piss off and have a rest. That's like all he's that's like all he said to me. But I'm just back in the gym and I'm just training. Like, I'm not here because I'm forcing myself to be here. I'm not here because I got a big fight coming up or anything like that. I'm here because I want to be here and I love to be here and I love being in the gym and improving my skills. So yeah, I'm just man, as I'm saying, like, I'm just focused on myself. He knows the deal. Like, it's not like he doesn't know who I am. Like, it's point and shoot, baby. Like, he can point and shoot at absolutely anyone he wants, and I'll get after it without a question. Like, there's some exciting fights coming up. I feel like the landscape of the division's shifting a bit and changing a bit, and so yeah, I'm just excited to get back in there. It could be a month, 2 months, 3 months, but yeah, last I heard is like they're looking around October. So that's like something that I've been told is October. So that's like 3 months away. That's more than enough time for me. Like, I feel refreshed. I feel like I've had a good rest, a good recovery time, and some good time to make some improvements and adjustments and just make some real growth in my skills.
And the thing that people need to understand is, even though you pointed out that the Clay Guida fight is just rumors and there's no real truth to it, like you didn't say that you don't like Clay Guida. Like you said in the chat, for those people that didn't miss it, like you said, he's a G and he's someone that you respect. So it's not like somebody that you wouldn't want to fight. Just want to clarify for those people that might be like, oh, Dan thinks he's too good for Clay Guida, for the carpenter. He's a carpenter.
Nah, definitely
he's
not.
He's a carpenter. Jesus was a carpenter.
Amen. Clay Guida's just, he's the man. Like I never disrespected him in any way, shape, or form. I think that's a legit fight. I think he's been around forever. He's a big name. That's a guy I've been watching forever. Like there's definitely no, that's a fight that excites me. That's a name that excites me. Like Clay's just an absolute G. He's a veteran in the game, and that's something that I truly respect. Like that's a tough fight. That's a tough out. Clay Guida can push the best guys in the world, so that will definitely be an exciting fight.
And by the way, what's going on with your coach and now like half manager Eugene Bareman? Because we're watching in these countdown shows and these YouTube shows, he keeps taking people into this house, right, and going, oh, this is the stripper room or something, and there's like some weird thing in the room, and everyone's like, ah! And then he's like, yes, got him again. This like is this some kind of like prank championship thing that we didn't know about him? Like this is another side to Bareman that we never knew about. Like a
man, you definitely don't. Yeah, that's like definitely a side of him that you don't really see. But yeah, it's like winding the boys up is how he spends 90% of his time. Like that's just what he does. He just pushes the boys, gets under their skin, tries to wind them up. So he brings like mannequins around.
He brings mannequins around, dresses them up. Is this like this? He spends time doing this. Are we to understand this?
Yeah. It's just like, I guess it's just the everyday stuff in the gym that you don't really see, and you guys don't really see that side. Like everyone's talks about the scientists and stuff like that, but like we have fun, man. That's half the point of this, is we're just hanging out with your mates having fun. Like that's the side of it people don't really see.
Do you reckon he would have gotten you with that one? Do you reckon you would have, if you opened that door, would he have gotten a reaction out of Dan Hooker?
As soon as he said strip a room, they would have had me on high alert. There's something's about to happen that shouldn't be happening.
I would have been like, you know what? Like, still looks okay. I still would have gotten my money out. Like, not so bad. Me and Casper used to work at a burger shop near one of the cheapest strip shops here in Melbourne when we were 16, 17, and we'd deliver the burgers, and I was just happy to be there. I was like, well, they're here, they're alive, and they're moving, so it's better than what I'm used to.
Summer nights. Speaking of things moving, you don't want to get caught out. You don't want a stripper sitting in your lap, or anyone sitting in your lap and going, is that a bonsai tree down there? Or are you just happy to see me? What's going on there? You got half of Central Park in there with all that bush. Don't get caught out. Make your beans and your plums super smooth with Manscaped's Lawnmower 4.0, the greatest grooming tool in the world, the pound for pound black belt when it comes to ball shaving with its 7,000 RPM pure power motor. You've got the skin-safe technology with the ceramic blade, so you don't have to worry about nicking your important bits. It's waterproof, so you can just smash it out in the shower. It's got a travel lock, so that if it's in your bag, it doesn't go off and alarm TSA. And it's got a wireless charging dock, so it is built for you to just do it, get it done, and then move on with your life. I'm wearing a hat, but I actually use it to shave my head. I use it to trim my mustache. It really does everything. And with Manscaped, they give you the Performance Package 4.0, which really gives you the complete way to take care of yourself and groom yourself with the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer as well, which is super important for when you're, guys like us getting up there in age. You've got to do your ears and your nose. You've got the Crop Preserver, which is fantastic for making your junk smell nice and fresh and clean straight after a shower. And then you've got the Crop Reviver, which is fantastic for, let's say you're out and about, you're on a day, maybe you're at jiu-jitsu, maybe you're just whatever at a game and you're thinking, hey, I'm not too fresh down there. You splash a little bit on and then you're fresh all day, and they're giving away a juicy discount. Isn't that right, Dennis?
Yeah, man. 20% off and free shipping today for all you Submission Radio listeners out there in the universe. And by the way, you guys would have remembered I had a bit of a crazy bushy beard last week. Guess what? I used the Manscaped lawnmower 4.0 to get rid of my beard. That's how powerful that bad boy is. Usually, you got to go through all sorts of processes to deal with it. It has a beautiful little adjustment if you just want to sort of modify your beard or your facial hair, or if you want to get rid of it completely. Look at that. Easily done. And that was a significant beard for a man that's been growing it for a decent amount of time. Make sure to jump on Manscaped today. Get that 20% off and free shipping with that code word submission. And Cass, big event coming up this weekend, UFC 276 right around the corner. Only one place to put down your money, and that is with our friends at MyBookie. And how about this? You can double your first deposit when you sign up with the code submission. Just quickly looking at the odds, Jared Cannonier plus 320. Israel Adesanya minus 420. Do you risk it? Do you risk the biscuit? Do you put it down on Jared Cannonier? Do you walk away with the cash? Some crazy odds available. Max Holloway plus 155 versus Alex Volkanovski minus 190. And of course, Sean Strickland minus 105 with Alex Pereira at a minus 125. So many great bets. And yet again, sign up with the code word submission and double your first deposit now, Cass.
Yeah, that's right. Make that money. Also, with UFC 276 this weekend, how are you watching the fights, man? Don't get caught out. Don't be going on those dodgy websites. Don't be getting your credit card details and all sorts of stuff stolen. Protect yourself with a VPN like NordVPN. That way, no matter what website you're on, you know you're protected. You know your IP address is hidden. You know your internet service provider doesn't know and cannot track what sorts of websites you are on. Maybe you live in China where like 90% of the internet is blocked. Well, you can get around that with NordVPN. Or maybe you want to watch some fantastic content that's in another country that's geo-blocked. I know BT Sport have phenomenal coverage, not only of MMA, but of all sorts of sports. And maybe you can't get to it because you're in Australia or America or Canada. No worries. NordVPN solves that. And the best thing about it, no matter what you're watching, there's no speed throttling. There's no bandwidth issues. There's no slowing down of your videos. There's no buffering as there can be often with other VPN providers. I have it running in the background all the time, and honestly, I don't notice that it's on. It just protects me all the time and saves all my precious data, which, as we know, we live in the age where, you know, your information and your data is really everything for companies and also hackers. Also, it costs peanuts. You can get the standard deal for $3.16 a month, and you get 1 month free. You save 61%. That's for 2 years. And then you can go the plus, which is $3.83 a month, 1 month free, which you save 63%. But with that one, you also get the data breach scanner, or the best choice, the pound for pound best choice, where you save 69%. You go the complete, which is $5.08 per month, which is absolutely nothing, barely the price of a coffee, depending on where you live. You get 1 month free. It's 2 years. You get all the great features, and you get 1 terabyte of encrypted cloud storage. Think about this: 1 terabyte of storage on the cloud that's completely protected. No one can get to it. I recently canceled, let's just say, another cloud storage that I'm not a big fan of, and they only give you 5 gigabytes that often comes with your computer. I'm not a fan. What are you doing with this 5 gigabytes? But NordVPN gives you 1 terabyte on the cloud. Insane to me, and a deal too good to pass up. Isn't that right, Dennis?
Yeah, it's insane in the yard. Unbelievable. You guys can claim this deal today. And by the way, like, what happens to me with these big cards is I'm traveling. I'm trying to log into my Foxtel Go or my KO or my UFC Fight Pass account, and boom, you can't even do it. Now you got to sign up to a new account. With a VPN, you can access all your accounts no matter where you are, when you are. So when there's big fights come around, you don't miss out on that early prelim fight that you've been looking forward to the whole time. You want to see how this guy does. Boom, you can't even watch it. Thanks to Nord, you can do it today. Click the link in the description of this video. Go to nordvpn.com/submission. Get a huge discount, like Casper mentioned, plus 1 month additional free. And what I love about these guys is it's completely risk-free. Nord is happy to give you guys your money back with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So that just says it all about them. They're not trying to lure you into a VPN that you're not going to be able to get out of. This is one VPN you need to sign up to today. Claim this deal now. But Dan, I want to quickly talk about this incredible UFC 276 card. It's rare you get to see fighters of this caliber like Alex Volkanovski and Max Holloway fight each other for a third time. And I wonder, are you excited to see Alex have a chance to have this third fight with Max and shut some of the naysayers down who believe he may have lost the first 2 fights?
Yeah, like it'll adds to it. Like I've seen was like Alex has been able to come over here and train, so we've actually been able to see him. Like you can't even like, man, excuses are like assholes. Everyone's got them, but for that last fight, and you know, was Volk was like heavily restricted there in Australia. Like he was had to get his training of partners approved through the government, and it was a big headache leaving like that camp to this camp. Like unreal. Like him being able to freely bring his training partners in to freestyle where he is over there, and then to pop over here for a week or a couple of days to get some training in with the boys over here. Like his preparation has been incredible. Like he's looking better than ever. Like I feel like he's at his 100% best here for this preparation, and I feel like it's going to be just a different fight. I think he's just going to go out there and outclass him. And then what does he have left to prove in that division? That really opens the door up for him to shift up to 55 and potentially get a crack at the belt.
Oh, I know, 155. How crazy would that be? It's funny how you mentioned like the preparation, because it's almost like a running joke. Like we used to run into Volko at all the local events, and hey, how you going? Just between fight week and elevator and stuff like that. And then he would always reveal some kind of injury that he had in the last fight. We'd be like, oh yeah, you look this way. He's like, oh yeah, I had a broken back and this and that. And Volko's just like the consummate professional, where like you won't know it, and oftentimes it's not even made public. And it's insane the level of success that he's had. Not like people are talking about him like being one of the pound for pound greats. People are debating whether it's like him or Usman, but they don't know like some of the insane injuries that he's had going into some of his fights. And it just makes it all the more impressive given how good he's looked. But you mentioned the fight. The fight is, going to look different compared to the other two. What do you think, like, it all really comes down to in this one? Max is saying on the countdown how a lot of it comes down to attrition. He wants to bring Volko's dog out. It almost sounds like he's focusing on that endurance and kind of expecting it to be a war. What do you think this one ultimately comes down to?
Yeah, I feel like the more pressure that he puts on Volk, like the more trouble he's going to get himself into. This is why Volk has been very successful in the first two fights, is that Max kind of had that respect for him and kept his distance and didn't try to like just march in and walk him down like he has to a lot of other guys. Like you watch the Cater fight and others, he just kind of pressures in, and he hasn't been able to do that against Volk. And Volk's ready for that. Like if he wants to do that, if he wants to push Volk's attrition, if he wants to pressure forward, I think he's going to get himself hurt, and I think he's going to get himself into trouble. I think he just stands it. It's up to him. Stand at distance and get outpointed, or pressure in and get your head blown off. Like those are your two options, mate. Like pick your poison.
I know you got training in a second, Dan, so we won't take up too much of your time, but I just have to ask, like, you're at 155, you've trained with Volk for a long time. What does a 155 Volk look like, and how well do you think he fares against, the top guys in that division?
Yeah, to be honest, like, I don't think it makes a difference. I think 55 Volk, 45 Volk, that's he can do exactly the same thing. He can do what he's been doing at 45 at 55. That's something I truly believe. He could beat Oliveira, he could beat these guys. It would just be exciting to get him to see him to get his shot. And yeah, like a lot of people like bring that up. They're like, oh, that's a division you're in, or Brad's in your division. It's like that's where we're different. Like I want them all to be successful. I want everybody to win. Everyone will have their time. There's more than enough bodies out there, more than enough money out there for us all to go and get fed. I'm just excited to see it all come to fruition.
You just want to make sure you're there for the Shark Tanks before they leave. That's the number one priority. No, don't care about any of that. Are they going to be here for the Shark Tanks? All right, I'm there. Hey, by the way, also, obviously, Israel's fighting Jared Cannonier. And you mentioned how we saw how things went against a guy like Paulo Costa before, a big muscly guy that's going to be sort of bringing power into that octagon. How do you see this one going with Jared Cannonier? And what do you think is an X factor that Jared's bringing into this one that the previous guys like a Yoel Romero or Paulo Costa didn't have when they were stepping in there with Israel?
I don't know. Like he hits hard, but they all. I'm pretty sure they all hit hard if you stand still. He's just too quick, bro. Like he's just built different for that weight class. He's not going to stand there and trade shots with you. That's what these other guys. That's where these other guys have been successful. And anyone can show their power if the guy's not moving. But the way Israel moves, the speed, the length, just too much. Like I've already said, I don't think it's going to be. I'm excited for Brad's fight. I'm excited for Volk's fight, but I think it's a cakewalk. That's that's like that's my honest opinion of the fight. Like I'm honest about them. Some of them, some fights I'm like, oh no, I wonder if this one, how this is going to play out. But yeah, I just don't see a way that Cannonier can get it done. Like obviously people bring up the thing, oh, the guy really believes in himself. It's like you can believe in yourself or you want to believe in yourself. That's not gonna make you any faster. That's not gonna make your arms any longer. Like you can believe yourself all you want, you still can't hit that man.
Yeah, and I like it because that's brutal honesty. But you're right, and MMA shows that the amount of people have gone into fights and said similar sentiments about belief, and then it ultimately didn't win them the fight. But you know what's funny? People might see this, Dan's not giving Joe, but the thing is, you were 100% on your Paulo Costa prediction.
Yeah,
you were equally as honest, and you nailed it 1,000%.
Mystic Dan.
Yeah, he doesn't have to Cannonier's not going to take him down. It's not. Like what's standard distance and try to land a power shot like this? You think this is the first time in 100 kickboxing fights that someone's ever tried to just land a hard punch on Israel? Like this is what everyone tries to do to him. You know what I mean?
100%. I'm looking forward to the whole card, but I think Max and Volko is the more intriguing one for me. And then obviously Brad's fight as well. It's going to be fantastic, man. But there he is, man. Doesn't always have to be crazy, clickbaity titles and talk about this and that. Just a good fight. And come on, Dad, come on. The amount of times we've had you on just to see.
Don't be so sensitive.
No, we have to guilt you a little bit towards the end. Yeah, it's our version of the Shark Tank. We're Shark Tanking you right now. Mental Shark Tank.
You're trying to trigger my feelings. You're backing up.
We lost a lot of good men, Dan, on the way to this interview.
Well, we didn't hear from you for a while. There was that period that the DMs went unanswered. We were like, what's going on? But you know what? Right. We don't want to be
on holiday, Bob.
No, that's a good point. All right. For now, fans in Australia and New Zealand who travel to Auckland need to make sure they visit Dan's gym, the Combat Academy. It's not all spiders. He'll be very nice to you. He'll be very, very welcoming.
And then it's Shark Tank time.
And then it's spider time. And of course, follow the man on all his fight updates at Dan the Hangman on IG and Twitter, Dan the Hangman. Dude, I'm very curious to see who you get matched up with. It is probably the season to be calling Dan out because you're not going to be making call outs. The management, Eugene Bareman, the scientist / stripper provocateur, will be handling that side of things. So if you want to fight Dan,
I'll argue with you. If you want an argument, then take your shot, bud.
Can't wait to see who picks that up. Dan, always fun chatting with you, man. Thank you so much.
Pleasure, lads. Thank you.